Of you that are out on field trips today, I'm doing this to try to help you. This is the first day of U-Sub, and I want to make sure that you at least have something concrete to look at, because this is going to be easy and hard all at the same time. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to read our learning target. The students will integrate undoing the chain rule or using U-Sub. So remember how I said, oh, we always have to have things in a certain way for us to integrate? Well, this is why we're going to do it. So the first thing I want you to do is review the chain rule. Chain rule is your power down. So it's asking you to find f prime of x. So we want you to power down for this. And remember, power down. You guys remember this. I always put my finger over the inside and we take the power of the outside thing first. So it becomes 4. The inside stays exactly the same as it is, 2x to the third plus 3. And we power down that exponent. Now that is awesome. But then we've never taken the derivative of this inside stuff, so we're going to put that times 6x to the second power. And if you wanted to put plus 0, you could, but I'm not going to. So if I asked you to multiply this out, this would give us 24x squared times 2x to the third plus 3, all raised to the third power. Okay. Now, this is what we did first semester. That was our power down stuff. This should seem familiar to you. So now, this is what we're going to do. We're going to start with that answer, and we want to integrate it, and we want to turn it back into the original. So there's going to be a process called U-Sub. And here are the steps that we're going to do. The first thing is we're going to have to let U be the interior of the function. We're going to talk about insides in a second. Then we find the du of that. That's going to be power down. Once we have power down that, we're going to rewrite the original integral so the u will follow it, and then we're going to substitute. We power up. This is the new stuff we've been doing, and then we're going to substitute it. Now, I am going to come back to this example. We'll do this one second because there's a little trick to it. Let's start off with something with no tricks in it. Let's take a look at the bottom equation of this page. So, with this bottom equation, step 1 said let u equal the interior function. So I am going to underneath here write u equals. And the interior is the stuff that's stuck on the inside. So do you see how that red box is stuck on the inside of the cubed? That's my interior. X squared minus 1 is my u. Now, from last semester, can you power that down? Meaning, can you take the derivative? Well, yeah, you guys can. My du, oops, let me erase that, is going to equal, oops, pen please, pen, there we go, is going to equal, power it down, 2x dx, because now I need to make sure I've said that this is my derivative. Okay, I'm using lime green for a reason. I need to find all of these parts up here. So when I see this box that I put in red, that is going to be replaced with u. So this is going to be rewritten as the integral of u. We need to end with x. So if I have x's in the beginning, I have to have x's in the end. What can I do? Can I substitute those back in? And that red u gets replaced with x squared minus 1. And the fourth power would still be around it. And it's all being divided by 4. And it's plus c. That is an example of U sub. We replace the inside with a U, and then we do everything in U, and then we replace the X back. So you guys need to remember that we need to end with X if we start with X. Okay, so now back up to the original problem. Look at what's stuck on the inside. The inside is this here, because notice the power out here. Now, I know you're going to say X squared has stuff, but take the biggest power. That's where the U is going to be. So my U is going to be 2x to the third plus 3. Okay, so the du. Okay, take the derivative. Du would equal, that means power me down, 6x, and then that turns into plus 0. I'm not going to write that. Dx. And now I'm going to try to rewrite everything with a term of a u in here. So, I look, all of this inside right here is going to be the u value. We got that. But I need a 6 and a dx for the du part. I've got the dx, but I've got 24. So here is going to be a little trick, and we've talked about it, but not in this manner before. So the integral 24 can be rewritten as 4 times 6. And then there's an x squared behind it. And I haven't rewritten anything yet, so I'm going to leave the 2x to the third plus 3 there, all raised to the third power dx. Because now I'm going to use my colors. Everything that I labeled as u, I'm going to rewrite with u. Got it. Everything that I have for my du, the 6x squared, and the dx, that is going to become my du stuff. And here, there is a little extra number that's still in this problem. And that extra number, what we're going to do with it, use one of those rules that we talked about last week. We're just going to pull it out in front so we don't lose it and it doesn't get incorporated within. So now, let's take a look at what has happened. The extra number 4 comes out in front, the integral sign. This red u is going to be u, and then it's going to be to the third power, and then everything underlined in green becomes the du. Now let's take a look at what we had. All of this in the parenthesis became the u, that's what we said. Everything with the green line became the du. The only number not accounted for is the 4. We put it out in front. So now, all you need to do is you need to power up. So this becomes 4. That's the 4 that came from in front. Power this up. U to the 4th over 4. And then I'm going to have my plus c behind it. Now, we're almost done because we can't leave the u in it. If I start with x's, I end with x's. Oh, what did I forget? This 4 and this 4, would they cancel each other out? So now, my final answer is going to be, the u gets replaced with the 2x cubed plus 3, all raised to the 4th power, plus c. Now, going to zoom back up for a second. Do you remember this original problem? And that we took its derivative? So now we started with that, and now we have taken it, and this would be my final answer. So U sub is just another way to look at some of these problems in a new lens. So let's go up to the top of the back page. So first thing we've got to do is we've got to figure out what is stuck on the inside. So I'm changing to red. Inside is going to be that material there. So my u value is 4x squared plus 3. So then take its derivative, du is going to equal 8x dx, because the derivative of 3 is 0, so I didn't write that down. Okay, so now I need to find all of these parts in my original problem, but there is an issue on this one. And the issue is, for that, whoops, let me change colors. For the green, I have an x, got it. I have a dx, got it. I don't have an 8. So, what am I going to do? I'm going to add in an 8. But this has to stay balanced. If I add an 8 in here, I need it to basically cancel out. So I'm going to put a 1/8 out here. And technically, would the blue and the blue cancel each other out? Yes. But I'm not going to cancel each other out. I'm going to rewrite this. So this is really the expression 1/8, the integral of x, parenthesis 4x squared plus 3, all quantity cubed, and then there's going to be an 8 that I added in, and a dx. And again, this 8 cancels with this 1/8, so I didn't change the value, I just put some extra numbers in there that work. So when we rewrite it, this is going to become the u value. The x, the 8, and the dx all become the du value. So what am I left with? I have 1/8, the integral of u, that's my red part, raised to the third power, with the green du behind it. Okay, so what do we have to do for integration? We power up the 1/8, the number in front just stays there, 1/8. Power up the u, that becomes u to the 4th, all over 4, plus c, which gives me u to the 4th over 32 plus c. And I wish I was done, but I have u's, start it with x's. So the last thing I have to do is substitute it in, and it becomes 4x to the 2nd plus 3, all raised to the 4th power, divided by 32 plus c. That's my answer. So u sub is a way of being able to get rid or to power up things that are raised to another power. So this would be a chain rule in terms of powering down. So I have to use u sub to power it up. Okay, so again, here's the neat part about u sub. I don't have to move anything around. I have to figure out what's on the inside. When I look at what's on the inside there, my u value is going to be 16 minus x to the 3rd, which now means my, my u value is 16x to the 3rd, which means my du value is going to be a negative 3x squared dx. Okay, so now I've got to find all of these green pieces in here. X squared, got it, check. Dx, got it, check. There is no negative 3. So what do? I am going to force the issue. I'm going to put a negative 3 on the inside, which means there's going to be a negative 1/3 on the outside. So we need it to balance. So again, what does this look like now? Negative 1/3, the integral of x squared, all divided by 16 minus x cubed, quantity squared, times that negative 3 with a dx. So now when I look at everything, here's the u, check. The x squared, the negative 3, and the dx all become the du. So I am ready to rewrite this using u sub as negative 1/3 the integral of 1 over u squared du. Okay, so now this is our problem. We can't power this up with that u on the bottom. This is a problem like we've had in the past. Notice it's just a u. So let's rewrite this. Negative 1/3 the integral of u to the negative 2 power du. Got it. So now do what we're used to doing. Power me up. U to the negative 1 over negative 1 plus c, but I was bad, so I need to make sure I fix it. That negative 1/3 would be staying out in front. Boom. Right there. It's got to stay there. Wish I could leave it like this, but the u has to go away and they have to move to the bottom. So I'm going to do a lot of math all at once. Negative, negative makes positive 1 over 3. The u stuff gets replaced. The 16 minus x cubed is now raised to the first power, and then there's a plus c behind it. Okay, last problem. Kind of like you to try to work this one out on your own. Always think about, we never leave roots in it, so I would be thinking about 3x squared times x cubed minus 2 raised to the 1/2 power dx. When you rewrite it there, it's easy to see what's caught on the inside. My u value is going to be x cubed minus 2, which means my du value is going to be 3x squared plus 0 dx. Check what we have in the green. I got the 3, I got the x squared, I got the dx. We got all of our pieces, no extra stuff added in. So, rewrite this. I can rewrite this as the u, the integral of the u raised to the 1/2 power du. So power me up. U raised to the 3/2 power. Now I could divide by 3/2, but I always multiply by 2/3 plus c, which can't leave the u in it. So I replace it with the x cubed minus 2. And it's going to be raised to the 3/2 power, and it's all going to be divided by 3 with the plus c behind it. So this is the intro to u sub. I'm hoping that this helps a little bit. On Monday, Tuesday, we'll be talking some more about u sub, but you should get some of the basics done. So enjoy the weekend, do some homework. Remember, we have a test at the end of February.